Welcome in, everyone. How are we doing today? Hello, Twitch. What's new? What's happening? Where is this song? This song just needs to go from this list. It is way too slow. It makes me feel like it's Christmas. Got it on the first try. Welcome in, Zeke. It's alright, I'm starting making up for it next week. Hello, Nan Reader. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to Whole Foods again anytime soon. I mentioned this in the Discord earlier. I walked into Whole Foods, the biggest Whole Foods in Sonoma County, unless they've changed one of the other ones to make it larger. The only one even close to it is Sonoma's. And I'm certain they do this on a regular basis in supermarkets, like after hours sort of a thing. But I walked in there at 11 in the morning. Like, straight up, you should be open and ready to go. Like, they open the doors like 8 in the morning, something like that. I walked in there at 11. Entire produce section empty. Guys feverishly trying to restock it. The entire meat section roped off. Dairy section included with it. Again, furiously putting stuff in there. Like, why are you open? There was no signage. There was no, sorry we were late. There was no, excuse our mess. There was, this is just how it is, people. Well, they ain't getting my money for a long time, I don't think. I had already written them off once prior to COVID and started shopping with them again because they had the best options for online ordering. That's done for. Amazon's absolutely destroyed that store. They've already ruined its selection by filling it full of junk 365 products. Don't know why they did that decision at all, other than they had hoped it would pinch the market better for online sales, I would think. It's the only thing I can think of, is they purposely trashed that company to push online sales. When all they're accomplishing is getting me going to other stores. But cheers, folks. I hope your day has been much nicer. What are we starting with tonight? I think we're starting with Kale tonight. Actually, we're going to start with pulling some chicken stock out here. It's Kale week, but it's also sort of soup week. I've decided to do soup all this week. We've got Italian wedding soup tonight. We've got ham hock, white bean, and kale on Sunday. And Tuesday we have lentils, sausage, and kale. Over on the stove, we've got those two melting. And I'm putting this bad boy in there too. That's kale for Sunday. That's not kale for today. This is kale for today. Not really planning on using the hawk tonight for anything but flavoring the broth. I'm intending on saving that for Sunday and use that along with the other one for that meal. Can I have it without the kale salad? I'm sure Kale Week is just going to bring all sorts of people in here. It's going to be a big draw. Nice, see. Welcome in, Mel. Air fried hot dog with bacon and cheese. Can I have that instead of kale? Buns, be prepared for me to just want everything other than kale the rest of this week. I'm just gonna... And to top it off, you all voting for dandelion greens for Wednesday. Yeah, dandelion greens for dessert is not sounding like... Yeah. The things I do to myself. Well, everyone's voting for the ingredient challenge, so I got to use it sweet and savory. Hey, Ju. Hey, Pew. I'm making soup tonight. We got kale, we got chicken stock and a ham hock in the pot. How are things on the other side of the Atlantic? Hopefully you have been well. It's been a minute. How's the little one? So for those unfamiliar, this is lacto, or sometimes sold as dino kale. It is the least frizzy, least out there kale. I've got curly kale for Sunday, and I'm thinking I'm going to use purple kale on Tuesday. Alright, so our veggies are chopped. Yeah, I forgot to buy an onion for today. I would very much prefer there to be an onion in tonight's dinner, but there is not going to be. I added a carrot because I don't. Because I don't have any. Don't do it at Whole Foods. I'm very much on an anti-Whole Foods kick today. I'm going to add another 4 cups of water to the 6 cups of stock there. We'll add a bit more salt because I kept the stock relatively low in salt. MSG. I like Sprouts. I don't have a Sprouts close enough to me. I think the only Sprouts in the county is in Petaluma. And I like Sprouts. I used to have a Sprouts right near my apartment when I was down in LA. More specifically down in San Pedro. Which I feel compelled to explain myself every time I say San Pedro, because anyone who knows Spanish would be like, that's San Pedro. It's San Pedro, according to the locals. I don't have an Aldi near me. I've heard great things about Aldi, though. Mel, my body usually recognizes food by sleepiness. I mean, it doesn't matter if I eat enough for a food coma. I get a food coma. But luckily, other than Whole Foods, I have other options in Sonoma. What am I throwing in here? Because I'm not going to make them just pork. I think some breadcrumb, some seasoning here. Oh, I know what I'm forgetting about tonight. I was going to do a little bread too. Let's make a little bread. A little bread. You're gonna hear my kettle here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead and add the kale into this, because I am going to stew this kale. This kale is going to get cooked. I was actually thinking shepherd's pie maybe for next week, but I decided on 3 other dishes instead. It's been a minute since I've done some sort of shepherd's type pie. Maybe we'll do a sweet potato one here since we're into November, October, November-ish. I can't remember if I've done that or not. I mean, you could do a pumpkin one too, but I don't know if I like pumpkin that much. Oh, hey, we're warm enough here now. That soup? Hey, Jen. Welcome in. What temperature is that water at? That water may be a little too warm here. Nah. Yep, soup all this week. Soup all week long, along with the kale. Gotta put it somewhere. Why did I walk over here? What do I still need over here? I'll grab those while I'm here. French onion soup. French onion soup, you need the large crouton and the lots of melted cheese on the top. I mean, it helps to have the little Applejack or brandy splash in there too. But yeah, some bread, a nice crispy crouton on top with a bunch of cheese. It's about all you need. About a quarter cup of potato flake. No, I'm sitting here like, is it really a whole meal at the same time too? Like, it's perfect for lunch, but dinner time, words, please, Jason. AP flour to fill out the rest there, whole cup. A bale of kale. I agree, Mel. Crispiness of crouton with your onion soup, it's... You can't go with too thin of a one, too. Yeah, the kale chips are something I could have lived without in this world. We're up to a boil there, so I'm gonna turn the temp down a little bit in hopes that I can get it to simmer nicely. Yeah, sourdough, well, it's pretty easy for me to find, but yeah, the supermarket stuff is getting pretty bad. But as far as finding actual true sourdough, Boudin is in Santa Rosa, so I mean... I just don't make that trip very often. Actually, it's been a couple of years since I've been down Farmer's Lane. They may not even be there anymore. I'm gonna need the dough off of my cutting board because I just oiled my cutting board. I'm working all the flour off the sides of the bowl. Main view, main camera. Ah, come on. Did you change voice settings on me again? What was your question, Buns? I'll take Papa John's over Kale chips, but I'd prefer the world had neither. Now that's just torture. Actually, it's been so long that I don't even remember what Papa John's crust is like. I just remember their sauce, despite me knowing that their sauce comes from a relatively good sourcing location. I know at least one of their suppliers. It's way too sweet. So allow that to rest for a little bit and proof. And put that over here on the stove so it stays a little warmer. Proofs a little quicker, hopefully. Yeah, the local pizza joints are always better. They're more expensive, but, I mean, they don't have economies of scale. and they don't have mass-produced junk. Well, at least not as much. But they're also very much guilty of the whole thing I've said before, just take stuff straight out of the can, that sort of stuff. If there's something that I miss about living in New York, which I did during culinary school and all that stuff, it's the pizza variety and quality level in New York. Back to pork. Quit flickering lights. What else do I want to throw in here? Let's do some Italian herb mix. Now, I've tried this with my cookie scoop, and cookie scoop is too large. Well, let's see if we can do a cookie scoop and have what's in a cookie scoop. Those are still pretty large. Like, we want these small enough they can fit in a spoon, so I think this is actually going to be a quarter size job. Oh, you certainly can get smaller ones. You can get larger ones too, I just have my only one. They all have a number that's printed. Well, typically they all have a number that's printed on the sweeper piece of that. You see the 30 there? Sort of out of focus, but there's a 30 there. And that's how many scoops you'll get. I think that's how many scoops you'll get out of a gallon. I forget what it's out of, but it's not a normal measurement, but that's how they're sold. Oh no, it's not grams, it's how many scoops you get out of something. I just don't remember what the value, if it's a gallon of ice cream or... On my vacation, everywhere was selling them as flurries. Frosties are only good if you get the French fries to go with them. And by that I mean probably McDonald's French fries, because no to Wendy's fries. Wendy's used to be so much better about their other sides and stuff like that. Like, the last time I've been to a Wendy's was when I did the Baconator bread pudding. But, which was a long time ago. But they used to, when I was a kid, like, I used to love going there as a kid because I used to probably drove my parents nuts about Super Bar. Super Bar! Well, French fries, it's pretty simple. McDonald's has got it down. Five Guys are nice, but they're expensive. I mean, expensive compared to... There's a couple out there that I just haven't had, too, like... I have smash burgers around me, but I haven't been to a smash burger. Trying to remember some other burger places. I still have not made it to Shake Shack. I still want to go to Shake Shack. And I've been to Vegas since... Why didn't I go to Shake Shack? I know why I didn't go, because it was packed when I was there. I think they just opened one at the Santa Rosa Mall. I've got issues with Steak and Shake. Like, the last time I went to a Steak and Shake, I just felt so incredibly sorry for the employees there. Because it was very obviously ran, it's a fast food restaurant, very obviously ran by employees that are being paid tip wages. And there is no chance they're making any reasonable money there. Like, the tip money they would make off of that place. I mean, to the good side, I mean, they actually had a full staff there, but there was no way they were making any money. Arby's used to be really cool when I was a kid. I hated it as a kid, but as an adult looking back at it, it was pretty cool, but I don't have a good one near me these days. They are here in Sonoma, but I've never had a good experience at this one, and so I don't go very often. Well, I don't go at all, but... I would go to Chipotle a little more than I do, but it's not convenient. They used to have deals that my mom used to be all about, like, you know, buy 5 of them at a reasonable rate, she'd feed the whole family. And I'm a fan of just about any place that has nacho cheese. So, I mean... And their horsey sauce is cool, too. Like, it's essentially just a horseradish sauce, but... Actually, I don't remember all their sauces, but I remember them having a unique set of sauces compared to your... other options. Yeah. Anyone remember how much is a double cheeseburger at McDonald's these days? A horsey sauce is essentially horseradish mayo, as I remember it. If you want to talk about places that I remember as a kid being much better than they are today, you have to put Long John Silver's on that list too. Like, when I was a kid, Little John Silver's was pretty good. Now, not touching that. And sort of in the sit-down restaurant line, a little more like the Denny's, I got fond memories of Friendly's as a kid, too. Mostly because they gave you a free dessert all the time. But I don't even remember what Friendly's main dishes were. I just remember that I got ice cream as a kid. That's a rough one, Buns. Ugh. Ooh. Ooh. You're reminding me of a story I've already told, chat, of a classmate of mine doing things with I think it was a habanero. Microwaved a habanero, and the smell was so bad and so strong that he threw it in the elevator of the dorm, and so the dorm smelled like it for ages. Was it too sweet for you, Mel? I go back and forth on the idea of adding carrots to my tomato sauces. And I'm sort of a fan of the mentality of you stew it with a large one in there and you pull it out before you serve it. I want to move the soup on the back burner. And we're going to start searing balls on the front burner. Over on the stove. Voice command's working for once tonight. Tried a couple of times. Yeah, that's another problem with tomato sauce. I've gotten better at it, but I always end up with extra tomato sauce too. Like, it was almost perfect the last time I made roasted tomato sauce here, but I still end up with, I always end up buying at least 10 Romos, and yeah, I should probably. Well, soup, I'm willing to let that kale and that ham hock go for a long time. So I'm in no real rush with that. I think that's, the longer we cook that, the more we're going to have the flavors I'm interested in and less of a cabbage soup. Yeah, I'm using a hock tonight and on Sunday. What was that? I have no idea what that noise was. We're not using collard greens, but there's a ham hock right there. And I'm gonna save that ham hock. I'm not gonna use the meat or anything off of that. We're just gonna cook it with the broth. I'm gonna save that and use that along with another one on Sunday. Make sure that pan is nice and hot before I throw those balls in there. We already got the oil spidering and pulling back. It's nice and warm, but it ain't smoky yet. And it's just on the edge of smoking now. You can see a few wisps of smoke there on the screen now. The screen's still auto-focusing for some reason. I guess I only fixed the board earlier. Yeah, life was better then, wasn't it, Mel? Now see, that would have been hiding the kale. That would be... I've heard of avocado chocolate mousse before. I have not tried it. Maybe we need to do a avocado ingredient challenge. I don't think that's been a winner yet. I was thinking of adding lemongrass on there earlier today, too. Minus the coconut. I don't do coconut. Not sure, Mel. Just about anything Vietnamese. As far as almond milk, I wouldn't do almond milk. I'd probably more likely to do, regardless of my not really liking soy milk, I'd probably sub soy milk. Anything pretty much Thai or Vietnamese, you got lemongrass going on in there. Y'all gonna turn the stream into soup with Chef JT. That was decent emoji. Or decent Giphy. Our bread's still poofing, but it is poofing. It is rising a little bit. You forgot you were gonna make jerk chicken meatballs. Now you got me wanting to make jerk chicken stuff. It's been a minute since I've done Jamaican food too. I was sitting there like, what can I do that I haven't done in a while? When I was coming up with next week's. Like, if we don't get another theme, I might throw some jerk chicken into the week after. I think pupusas is on that list too. It's been a year or two since I've done those. What'd you think, Mel? I think they're pretty good. Of course, I don't think I've ever had them made by, like, a master of pupusas. Next move I'm going to make, if this was a commercial kitchen, is an absolute no-no. But, yeah, I don't feel like cleaning extra dishes. So I'm going to take the meatballs, make sure they're all rolling nicely. Come on, detach from the pan. Last one. Move, guy. And put these all in here. Return that to the heat. Add some of our broth. Scrape all those good bits from the pork, all the fond from searing those meatballs, and get that into our broth flavor. Now that's flavor. Sounds like a plan, Mel. Alright, so back to the bread here. We're gonna pull this up, go over here. Circle that out a little bit. And then we're going to roll that out. Parmesan cheese it. Main camera. Garlic. And more Italian herb mix. Pepper. Give that a little bit of a stretch and set it seam down. I'm using my Subway imitation bread recipe, by the way, tonight, chat. Uh-oh, someone's trying to get chocolate to catch up. Someone realized Ham Hock changed the skew. Uh-oh. She may have it. She's trying to turn that screen into a giant chocolate heart constantly. Hi, chat. Hey, Zahara. Welcome, welcome. We're making soup tonight. I'm using kale. You see, you could see my balls if it wasn't for the change in camera view. I created it. And Mr. Wiggles started cutting off my head there. The idea was really to get all the cutting board, though. You can see my computer down there and all the wires, though, too. Like, this would have been really good when I did the half pig breakdowns on stream. Like, this would have been awesome for that. Because this was sort of too close, and then in person for something that's that large. I'm okay, Buns. Life moves on. It'd be better if we lived in a world where Amazon didn't own Whole Foods. But, you know, that's my main complaint of the night. Amazon's probably going to have to sell it with this. They probably won't. Like, I don't think Google or Amazon are really going to get in trouble with the Justice Department, but they should be. Like, they're entirely way too large companies, and they're very obviously working against the public good. Good to hear, Zahara. That's the place to be, Zahara. Relaxation mode. Cutest piggies. Wait, does she have little... She has the micro piggies? Myself, if I gave myself a true, honest explanation to chat, I'd have to tell you that right now I really feel like brushing my teeth. But I'm not going to do that on stream. Boo! Missed appointments. Missing them just means you're going to have to go later. Redeemed to watch me. Yeah, no, not happening. Welcome, Tucson. Fizzy water. don't know if I'm a fan of any of the fizzy water. Like they're getting a lot better with flavoring using carbonation and giving different flavors through carbonation. But yeah. Have I ever made white chicken chili? I don't know that I ever have tried to make white chili. I've certainly made chicken chili, but I don't think I've made a white chili. We're getting to that time of season though. We're getting chili came up to my mind when I was sitting here coming up with that next week of recipes, and I was like, nah, we're still too into summery veg and stuff like that, even though we're solidly working into autumn. We're actually in autumn, but yeah, chili's a little more winter. Yeah, it was over 90 here too. So yeah, it's rough even having the oven on for bread on days like today. Oh, we're back to a boil here. We'll turn that back down a little bit. On our soup on the stove, we got our kale, our chicken stock, and a ham hock going there. We got our bread doing its second proof. We got our meatballs ready and waiting. And carrots, I'm still gonna wait another couple minutes until we throw the carrots in there. Like, I don't know, believe or not, some of the predictions that they're having they want to make for global warming. But the one that keeps sticking in my head is this chart and this view of the real feel temperature. And they said by 2050, we'd have 125 real field days, as far south as northern Michigan, or as the bottom southern western corner of Michigan. Like, from there down, it was only going to get hotter. Like, you know, these are temperatures, you start getting 115, 120, you have to start rethinking how we're building homes. And yeah. Like, the actual things that we're building houses out of, like the sealants and the stuff we're using on our window caulk and insulation techniques and we're going to start having to build homes like they do in Arizona. well, we could do more things. Like, most places don't take advantage. If they have a home in-ground pool, they're not really taking advantage of that system. Like, you look at corporate places that have, like, giant lakes out in front of them and stuff like that, they're incorporating that into their HV systems, into their air conditioning systems. They're actually using that water. Whereas most people that have an in-ground pool don't even have water piping around it to handle, like, they could use that to cool their home, or heat their water, or preheat their water. And it's like the same thing with all the Vegas hotels. Like, they're doing, like, the Bellagio. They've certainly done all sorts of stuff with that pool. That's not just a show pool. That's... I wouldn't be surprised if they were doing that back when they did Treasure Island and all the water out there for Treasure Island. Mirage has it? Yeah, they had to have been doing it back then. You know, all that water that Vegas absolutely didn't steal from California. I mean, you can use them for fertilization too. I mean, you can. You're saying stock, a stock tank pool. You know, you have all. You look at all the hydro growing techniques, and they're using tanks with fish and using the waste from the fish to fertilize the plants. Thanks, Mel. Yeah, I thought it might be cool, some of the things I could do. Baby Bell was my suggestion. And I don't really have any specific ideas, but I thought it was something that would be cool for stuffing in things, and might be cool for some small dessert ideas. Swamp coolers are like really old school AC. Swamp coolers is what they used before we had condensers and machines running. It's how I complained before when I was living in Phoenix, how my apartment got into a thing where they had the heat on, it was 90 degrees out, sort of a thing. They hadn't turned on their swamp coolers. They were using swamp coolers. They are big, they're swampy. They sit there, the water gets nasty, and it just uses the water to cool. Much in the same way an AC does, but just not as good. They're much more effective in large scale. I'd like to work some more with burrata too. I haven't worked much with burrata. That's the mozzarella that's formed with some of the whey in the center and sometimes little strands or balls of mozzarella inside of it. They love putting it nice and soft and warm on top of salads. That would be another one. Like, we were talking about things to put on the list for ingredient challenges. Burrata might be a good one to throw on there too. Along with lemongrass and... what was the other one we were talking about? Debating how long I want to let this bread poof. That's sort of what we're waiting on right now, chat. That's why I'm sort of just sitting here chatting. We're waiting on that bread to do its thing. Oh, I know what one you're talking about, Mel. I actually just saw someone buy that the other day. But yeah, you typically put it under like a salamander or a broiler, and you get a nice gooey top to it, and you can pour it over. They throw it over roasted vegetables. They throw it on sandwiches. Eat it with bread. I want to say it starts with a T, but I can't remember. Like, I see or hear it. I'm gonna know it, but ice cream. Or do I have to be more specific about that? Like, do I have to be a specific ice cream? Like, in that case, I'm probably still going to be rather boring, because I'll probably pick vanilla, because there's so many things that you can do with vanilla ice cream. Cheesecake would probably be up there if it wasn't for how bad it is in so many places. Like, it's like a solid brick in most places that I've had purchased or sold cheesecakes. Like, it's not cheese. It's supposed to be soft and almost gooey like brie. Cheesecake Factory isn't bad. They're sort of like shooting that gap between what Americans probably expect and what it should be. I'd probably do butter pecan before pistachio. That's what the Go AFK thing's for, Buns. Soup is smelling amazing, by the way, chat. I'm getting a good whiff of that now that I'm sitting here stirring it around. But that chicken stock, pork, not smelling that kale at all. It's lovely. Torta del Cesar is not a name that I'm familiar with.
looking at a slice of bread being spread with creamy-style Skippy peanut butter, as only Mary Ellen can spread it there. All right, now, as you look at that, don't want you to leave me, because I want to show you something, believe it or not, that a lot of people like even better. Suppose we were to take some fresh roasted peanuts here, and like Mary Ellen has been doing all evening, and putting them in a nut chopper here. Give a couple more little chugs, will you, please? Mm-hmm. I think that'll do it. That's fine. Now you find in there some just tiny little golden nuggets of roasted peanuts, and they are colossal. Now, I want to try something here. Suppose we were to take these, now let me try an experiment, do you mind, honey? And we'd sprinkle them over the creamy-style Skippy. Say, how is that, huh?
Ooh, that looks good.
It does look good. All I did that for was to tell you that you can get that and enjoy it anytime you want. You won't have to go through any chopping process either, because the Skippy people do that for you in chunk style. That's done for you up in the factory. Now, chunk style, you see, has sprinkled all through it very generously through the entire jar those golden little nuggets that you saw there, just about like that. So that's already done for you there. Now, of course, either style, whether it's cream or chunky, if you get Skippy, you are getting the peanut butter that stays fresh right down to the last spoonful in the jar. And so I make it very simple again. I want you to know that this is an honest fact.
If you like peanuts, you'll like Skippy.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
Everybody's got to be started out where cable cars play this song.
Not right at home before very long.
Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat. From San Francisco, famous for food, comes Rice-A-Roni, the exciting new side dish. Here at last is a welcome a change from potatoes. Now you can serve Rice-A-Roni, a delicious side dish with meat, chicken, or fish. And you make Rice-A-Roni in minutes. Everything's right in the box. A packet of soup base, rice, and vermicelli that you brown in butter. Add the special herb-flavored broth, and in minutes, Rice-A-Roni. Fluffy, fragrant. A wonderful change from potatoes. Rice-A-Roni, the San Francisco treat.
Welcome back, everyone. So I went and looked up the cheese that I was thinking about before when you were talking about a cooked cheese. I was not thinking Torta del Cesar. I was thinking raclette, which very commonly they actually like sell melting kits for raclette. Like some of them are pretty junky, like flat plate, just heat them up with a electric heat plate. But most of them, you see them in like restaurants and stuff like that, and they have like salamanders that come to the table and they melt it and pour it table side over stuff. But I think we're getting there with our bread now. I think our bread is just about ready to go in this oven. I'm gonna give this an egg wash before it does, though. Oh, what's their drink of choice? Oh, you meant actual dogs. I thought you were, getting the last beer for the boys. Bit more cheese over the top. In the ballpark of as much as I can get to stick to the outside of that. And bread's going in the oven. Just like that. Alright, gonna turn the heat back up on the soup here, get that rolling again. And we're starting to work things through here. I'm going to add my carrots to the soup so they start cooking. And I'm going to pull the ham hock out. Handy, have a bowl here right for that. We'll finish cooking this hock on Sunday. Ooh, sleep-in day tomorrow. Let's let that cool down on the counter. I still haven't figured out how to disable the buttons on my earbuds, but I did change. For some reason, I changed the ear fitting for it, and besides it also fitting in my ear a little bit better, the buttons don't seem to work near as good this way. So it's sort of like a double win, but I doubt it's what they intended. I don't know. $30 earbuds, I'm okay with them. It's a lot better than, I forget how much I paid for the Samsung earbuds I had before these. I like herbs de Provence, but the lavender in it can be strong. I mean, I like lavender and I like herb de Provence. It's just, especially when you buy a pre-made mix, you don't really have a whole lot of control over what the blend is. And sometimes it's just overpowering. Especially if you get it like fresh and in-season lavender when it's really potent. And someone's designed a mix for it to last a couple of months. That's my problem with a lot of mixes. Like, I pretty commonly buy an Italian herb mix of some sort, but that's about it when it comes to, like, I don't like a lot of spice mixes for that reason. Is they're not really blended, you know, they're blended for reasons other than with ideas in mind other than what I want. No, and so I'd much rather buy the, I think it's savory parsley, rosemary, and lavender. What all is in herb de Provence? I don't think I have any right now. Rosemary, fennel, savory, thyme, basil, marjoram, lavender flowers, parsley, oregano, tarragon, and bay powder. Chinese spice is another one that I'm like sometimes it's just got way too much cinnamon in it. And I sort of think of Chinese spice and I think it needing a little more heat to it. Yeah, I didn't remember herbs de Provence having that many herbs in it. Like, I remember it being like 4 or 5 herbs. heat all the way up on this because we need that water to be up to a boil, or broth up to a boil. Because I'm going to cook my couscous in there. I'm going to be using pearl couscous or Israeli couscous, or I'm not going to be using, like, the true Italian version of this. Use that small little, sometimes star-shaped, small little pieces of pasta. But I'm going to be using small little pieces of pasta, but more like that. They used to have a really great culinary center in Napa that had a great kitchen and a whole bunch of stuff about Julia. Sort of a shame that they shut down. I think Culinary Institute, my college, bought the property later on and is using it as like a auxiliary campus for their Napa campus. But they had this amazing garden at that place. That's all gone now. But that was where they got us all to try. I think it was daylilies. They were like, they got everyone in the group to try daylilies, and they're like, and then they were doing it purely as a joke thing on their end. Let's get all these chefs to eat these. And then they tell us, oh yeah, by the way, I forget if it's 1 in 3 or 1 in 5, it's a natural laxative. Savory's too close to parsley for most people to use it as a separate thing. Most places that I've used savory or have had savory, it was a case where the chef wanted parsley, but it thought the savory looked smaller, cuter, and better on the plate, sort of a thing. Look it up as an herb, Mel. Why aren't you boiling soup? Boil. There's all this kale in here. What's that in here for? Nice. Debating how much pasta to throw in here. I think I'm going to do a cup. Starting to bubble. We're getting there. Alright, I'm gonna add the couscous in. It's all just practice. It's all known timing, getting the right things together. Like, that was a major thing when I was doing Katerina Culinary Institute. Like, it was an Italian restaurant, and I had an Italian chef. And yeah, they got, like, you can be really picky about pasta. You can be really picky about it. Especially when it comes to something that, like, pasta is incredibly cheap to make aside from the labor. And so it's something that chefs will very easily be like, nope, that's not good, throw away, start over. Got 5 minutes on our bread still, but I'm gonna give it a glance. That is looking gorgeous. I'm gonna add my balls back in here. I want all that flavor. I don't mind a little oil on the top of my soup when it's just going to be tasty. That didn't work. Just look at the fruits they have on the inside of it. I mean, Bolthouse stuff is pretty simple. They're not reinventing the wheel there. Heat off on the soup now, just letting that coast. We got another minute or so on our bread. I think we can switch from spoon to ladle now. And we have bread. I didn't used to be quick at it. I'm getting a lot quicker at it. Give that just a moment to cool down. Move that over the cutting board. Clean out my knife so I can use that for photos. I've tried that one smell. It did not go very well. It's something I might try again in the future, but given a couple of months. Especially with me having everything on NDI now, I can usually, actually, I can usually just pull up my phone now and do that, start that, turn that on, and change our source here. And it's not in my capture list. No. I guess I can't do it that easy. But I should be able to just immediately capture this off of my phone with NDI now. What do I cook outdoors often? I don't cook anything outdoors often. If I do things outside, it's going to be grilling. I would love to have some more stuff for working outside, maybe doing some smoking or something along that line, a little more complex than my little smoker thing that I have here. NDI is a plugin or a protocol for sending video over local network. It can use up a lot of network speed. It can really slow things down. But I have your typical outdoor propane gas grill, but mine's in pretty sad shape at this point. And then I've got a cute little hibachi / yakitori grill. Nice soft. Like I said, this is Subway imitation bread. Not going to quite break open into that. I will before we finish stream, but want to get a couple photos first. Alright, now for this fun time. Let's see what we get here. I'm just going to break into this. Just tear it open. We have cheese and herbs on the inside of this too. If you saw me roll that up earlier. You can see a little bit there. It's not very evident, but it's there. I'm happy I'm fulfilling your Kale Week desires. For those that were unfortunately stuck out with the ad, this is what we have for our quick bread tonight, with a little bit of herb and the cheese rolled into the center of that. Yeah, you gotta hit up the antique stores. So much cheese, we're getting cheese pull off of Parmesan. This isn't real Parmesan. This is American Parmesan. Imitation Parmesan. that'll do. I can live with that. But it's gonna be tasty. One of these days, Mel. Actually, I think I might start doing a little more on Instagram again. Nice, Mel. I appreciate the compliments. Alright, folks, I'm gonna go and enjoy this. I'm not overwhelmed by anyone that I'm going to send you off to tonight. I think we're just going to close things off tonight. Greatly appreciate you hanging out with me. Going to be back here on Sunday, continuing Kale Week. Going to be doing a white bean, ham hock, and kale soup. Maybe a bit thicker, a bit heartier of a soup. Maybe almost a winter soup compared to this one. Not that this one's all that light either. I hope you all enjoyed hanging out. I enjoyed hanging out with all of you. Appreciate you all. I hope you all have a great night. Good night.